Yeah, I think one of the things I've heard from hiring managers and recruiters and seen myself is like one job rec is getting thousands of applications. And
Mhm.
so you both mentioned using AI yourself to help whittle through that, but it's like, how do you get the best candidates out of that bunch?
Yeah, that's a tough one, and it's honestly a very recent phenomenon. And I'll give you some examples with a client I was working with earlier this year. And for the record, I've made plenty of great hires from an inbound
Mhm.
applicant, but this year they were like, "Hey, our bandwidth's stretched thin. We have thousands of applications to go through. Do you mind taking a spin through it?" I didn't use AI. I manually looked through 500 resumes. From those 500
Oh,
resumes, I
wow.
spoke to three people.
500?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I spoke to three people of those 500. Unfortunately, all three of those people I rejected. So, those are just some of the numbers that we're experiencing. But I think there's just with Indeed and LinkedIn, it's just very easy to apply for jobs these days. And I was speaking with a friend of mine who just received his MBA earlier this spring, and he was saying, "Hey, it's been pretty tough applying to jobs." And I said, "It's nothing against you. The reality is, it doesn't matter how qualified you are. What are the odds that a recruiter sees your resume from the thousands that they have to sift through?" And internal teams these days are strapped pretty thin. They're very bandwidth constrained. So, yeah, really, in kind of the last couple years, I think we're seeing a very unfortunate phenomenon with regards to the function of recruiting, where there's just so many inbound leads, and it's tough to sift through. Recently, most of the hires that I've made are either through the company's network or through someone that I prospected in terms of just reaching out to. I'm curious how the industry is going to evolve and shift, but the inbound application, I'm kind of the opinion that it may be somewhat archaic at this point.